happy Monday. Today we're talking about things. Hello and happy Monday. Today we're talking about things. Why do we live in a sensitive world full of people? We do live in a sensitive world. We live in a country, like, as a society. Okay, for a very long time, I've been thinking about wanting to be baptized, and I never want to be baptized. I'm still kind of thinking about it, but it's just like as a society we think about wanting to we all kind of want, like, if it's like if you're encouraged to run for president and you can't run for president, like you have no intention to run, you want to stay where you are, that sort of thing. And I think we're so sensitive to, a lot of people in this world are very sensitive to everything. They're not sensitive to water, but they're sensitive to about their finances, which I know that makes us human. That's part of what being a human being is all about. You know what I'm saying? And I think what goes on in people's minds at the time, society, we live in a society. Like, if you think about it, like, we all think about, we don't think too much about our heritage, about our heritage. We don't think about, like, okay, the things I like about, the things I love to study, the things I like to study about is to study a lot about African Americans, studying about my African American heritage. Even though my family's been around since 1860, way before the Civil War started, and I know that most of my family members are very different. I know that as a family, I know it's very common in most families to, like, I have the weirdest, I know my family can be a little bit weird. They can be weird sometimes, and I know, like, my aunt, and at first I didn't even know that she was a mother for the sixth time. And then 4 months later, when my cousin was born, her baby son was born, then she became a grandmother at 45 as well. So I didn't even know that. I really did not know that. I finally had found out about that, probably. I didn't even know. I was kind of thinking about it. I was thinking, okay, that I have an aunt who was 45 years old, who was a mother for the sixth and final time, and a grandmother for the first time, having a grandchild. And it's not very common for most 45-year-olds to to eventually from it's not very common in most families, like, most 19-year-olds who have kids, and then they stop, and then they have to stop at 45 to have kids, and then they become grandparents for the first time in their lives. So it's not very common for most people, because I do know I have two cousins who are kind of the same age. It's kind of weird that, and I have two cousins that are the same age. I have a cousin that's my age as well, that sort of thing. And that's something not normal for a lot of people. It's just not something normal for a lot of people. Thank you, and have a nice day.